same energy that you put on to other people when you care for them, love for them, tend to them. Just take that same energy and bring it to yourself. I did that because being alone felt like something I needed to escape, not something that I needed to stay in, if that makes sense. I think the difference now is when I spend time alone, I don't really feel lonely this time, if that makes sense. And I'm just talking you out, just eating on to ends. That's what I'm doing.
There's a kind of silence you don't hear until you're alone. Not the peaceful kind. The kind that makes you question things. Like, why you keep yourself busy? Why you hate empty rooms? Why being alone feels heavier than it should? I used to think that being alone meant that I was missing something. But, I don't think that anymore.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? If you don't know who I am, let me introduce myself quick. My name is Dede Salon. I am an actor based out of Boston, Massachusetts, and New York City. Just, living my life like another regular person, even though my life is not so regular. Still trying to get used to this, like, filming a public thing, so bear with me a little bit. But, as you tell the video, it's about being alone. And this is something I struggled with for a very long time. I didn't really learn it properly until I really immersed myself into being alone in 2025, which is going to be one of my worst years I can think of. Not actually. I really ate today, so I stopped by, brought me some auntie ants, some good old trusted auntie ants. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating this before I head to the Celtics game that I'm actually late for. I've had a rough start to my day already. My Uber got stuck in the snow. Got on the train. Train got stuck in the snow. We just had a snowstorm. So it's been all over the place. But I'm here now. It's halftime. The trains are delayed. So I'm waiting to catch the next train so I can get to TD Garden. And I'm just talking you out. Just eating on to ends. That's what I'm doing. I had to switch it up. The angles real quick, get a little personal with y'all, because I'm talking about some serious stuff, and also, not gonna lie to you, my social anxiety can't do it right now. Being alone doesn't necessarily happen all at once. It happens in the most random moments, Like, for example, some late night drives, all those times you put in your headphones to ignore everybody around you, even when you're eating by yourself and not checking your phone. Now, at first, it doesn't feel so dramatic. It feels uncomfortable. And the reason why I say that is because I used to fill up my quiet time with music, videos, people, outside noise, whatever you can think of. Well, I wouldn't say whatever you could think of, but I filled it with pretty much the typical stuff that a lot of people do when they feel too alone and they don't want to be necessarily all alone. And I did that because being alone felt like something I needed to escape, not something that I needed to necessarily stay in, if that makes sense. Being a city boy definitely helps make that feeling grow stronger, and sometimes it's a pretty bad feeling, if I'm being honest. Sorry, guys. But truth is, everybody is alone sometimes. Now, the difference is, what do we do when we're there? When we're feeling alone, when we're by ourselves, right? And a lot of people, especially me, if you're anything similar to me, take that time and really beat themselves up for it. And it's easy to get stuck in your mind. Our mind is a crazy, crazy place to be at. And when you're alone, you're forced to be in that crazy place. So I want to ask you, why does being alone feel so heavy if it's something that we're all supposed to experience?
Passengers, trains are experiencing 10-minute delays due to snow conditions.
Hope grows. I realized something when I stopped trying to escape being alone. Loneliness and solitude aren't the same thing. Loneliness is the absence of connection. Solitude is the presence of yourself. Being alone feels scary because it removes distractions. No one to impress, no one to distract you from your thoughts, no one to tell you who you are supposed to be. And when there's nothing left to look at, you start looking inward. That's when patterns show up. The things you avoid, the habits you hide behind, the version of yourself you've been running from. And yeah, it's uncomfortable, but discomfort isn't a warning sign. Sometimes it's an invitation. Being alone taught me things that no one else could ever. It showed me what I actually enjoy, what drains me, what matters when no one's watching. And the more time I spend alone, the less I needed external validation to feel okay. That's when it clicked. Being alone wasn't the problem. Avoiding myself was.
So as y'all see, came back, new game, got out. Pretty smooth, you ask me. But yeah, game was good. They won, you know. They won. They won. It was nice. So I got there pretty late, as I mentioned earlier. I got there around the fourth quarter, just when it just started. It was a good experience overall. I really loved it. I really appreciated the experience. You know, I can't wait to go to another game. I was trying to go to the one on Wednesday, but I think I got a lot going on. I don't know if I can make it over there. But while I was sitting there alone, I was thinking to myself, you know, how amazing it is for me to have to come here and go through all the troubles that I did and not have to hear somebody nagging about it, right? Because that's another beauty about being alone is you're not responsible for anyone else's emotions in that time. You're just responsible for yourself. Now, had I been with any of my other friends and we were going to be, you know, stuck in that Uber, stuck in the train, missing pretty much the whole game up until the fourth quarter, I would have been in the most stressed, enthused time of my life. But because I came alone, I was able to hone in that stress alone. And honestly, if I'm being quite honest, I wasn't even stressed at all. Despite the numerous roadblocks I had, I was I was calm and I remained good under pressure. And I was perfectly fine. Now, if I had a friend with me, that would have been a whole other different situation. I'm glad that I didn't have to deal with that, to be honest, to be quite frank. 'Cause I still had a great time, you know? And if I'm ever lacking human interaction, I had a bunch of people next to me. That stadium was packed. I could have talked to anybody, and I did. I had some people take some videos for me, take some pictures for me, and I was good. Now, I'm going to get a little bit more personal with y'all. And just because I really want to end off this video with a good note and something for you guys to be left off with, right? Instead of just seeing me babble all day or this whole video and then, you know, see me go to the game and then it's over. I still spend time alone, right? That's never really stopped for me. And I actually really appreciate it. Except the difference now is when I spend time alone, I don't really feel lonely this time, if that makes sense. Like being alone doesn't feel empty anymore. Being alone actually does feel full. And that's why I really hope that y'all can take something from this video. I really love being alone. And I'm gonna make more videos about this too. This is not gonna be the only one. Now that when I'm alone, it feels like a reminder that I'm building something, and that something is myself. And that could be the same thing for you. Now, when you feel alone and you feel like just beating on yourself all the time, and you just feel like it's a burden that you have to carry, and that it's just the most uncomfortable feeling, just sit in it for a bit. Let it soak in because this is actually your exact time to start building yourself. I believe the times that people are really having their character development, their character arc, or you know, they're really building on themselves is the time that they spend alone. That time right there, it's your machines moving, gearing up, charging you up, building you up. And I really think that's something that people should really take into account and really put into their lives. Being alone taught me how to sit with myself, even when I couldn't. Because if you're anything like me, you understand sitting with yourself is not the easiest thing. It's such a very strong, uncomfortable feeling when you're stuck there dealing with everything you've ever done in your life or just everything that you've came across. You gotta sit with that alone by yourself. Being alone has taught me how to sit with myself. It's taught me how to trust my thoughts, how to exist within the noise, and many, many more. And once you learn how to really sit with yourself and be alone, like actually in a very healthy way, you'll truly learn how to not feel afraid of solitude. Being alone isn't all that bad. And it ain't all that scary. You just gotta get through those first few times, really sitting there, learning yourself and being with yourself. The same energy that you put on to other people when you care for them, love for them, tend to them, just take that same energy, divert it to yourself. Because at the end of the day, you always have someone there. And that someone is yourself. Let that sink in. Enjoy your time.